Hey y'all, welcome back to Mirror Expressions. And if you're just curious on how I came up with the name for this channel, please go check out my review on Married to Medicine, the season opener. I kind of explained it a little bit before I got into it when I got into it. So just go check out their review and find out a little bit more about the name. So just know that all views expressed are alleged and consist of my thoughts, my opinions, my perceptions, and most of all, my reflections. I invite you to express your reflections as well. Just drop down in the comments and let's talk about it, okay? All that I ask is that we all remain respectful of each other's thoughts and because of course everyone's not going to always have the same opinions and views, so just please remain respectful. Also drop down in the comments a mirror if you have looked in a mirror today and you feel A1 with what you see looking back at you. And I'm not just talking about the physical, right? So if you don't, I encourage you to seek out beneficial help, whether it's through a therapist, meditation, what else? Just making lifestyle changes, or any other avenue that will put you on a path to a healthier me. Yes, honey. Yes. Love what you see when you're looking in that mirror. All right. Without further ado, let's go. So we are episode 2, season 15, right? We open up with Stasha and baby JL. So Stasha is speaking about, well, okay, so they're getting ready for their wedding day, right? So Stasha is speaking about all of her different accomplishments, and shout out to her because she really has accomplished a lot. But we also learned that within that, she can be a bit controlling, right? We paying over to baby JL, and for y'all that don't know, I call him baby JL because to me he reminds me of John Legend a little bit. He kind of giving me them vibes in the face. So anyway, I just call him baby John Legend, baby JL. So anyway, we paying over to him, and he's with his friends, and basically they talk about how he could be in a worse position, but that he's made it this far. Like, they've seen him at his best, they've seen him at his worst, and look where he is, right? So Sasha mom speaks to her, letting her know about, she's really surprised that she's starting to let go of that control and make this kind of move. And so Sasha is like, well, all I could do is try. So Sasha, she ain't really ready to let go of no kind of control, baby. She just tired of being alone is what it seems. What it seems like. But, then her sister asked her, well, what is she going to be willing to compromise on? And she never really came back and answered the sister, right? So we see them exchange gifts. And let me just insert here that Stasha was absolutely gorgeous. Like, her makeup was flawless, even though I think, well, maybe I don't want to say flawless, because I did feel like she had like a bit of a yellow undertone, but it was still beautiful nonetheless. And it could just be like the type of makeup that was used, because I kind of felt that on several other women. But anyway, she was beautiful. Her dress was gorgeous. And yeah, so we see them and they are exchanging the gifts before they get ready to meet at the altar, right? And they both give each other cameras. And while it was a thoughtful gift, I felt like it was like a pretty random gift. So it just gave me pause, like, okay. I see you, Lifetime. I see you, I don't know. That Lifetime be with the BS. So, of course, she also gets her ring. And again, we inserting a whole nother commercial for this ring company, right? Because they made sure to mention the name, like, oh, this is a such and such ring. And the mom made sure to turn the box around with the name on the inside of the box facing the camera. Yeah, another impromptu commercial. So, and by the way, mom is pretty too, and baby, she is rocking that gray hair. Like, I really wish that my gray hair looked halfway as fabulous as hers does on her head. Like, mine is cat raggedy. Look, that's why I got this scarf on now, trying to have them little gray hairs. But anyway, I digress. So, baby JL, he's at the altar. He's standing at the altar with his little baby braids. Baby JL with the baby braids, baby. So, anyways, he's standing at the altar. Of course, he's waiting on Stasha. Stasha mom, she walks her down the aisle. I thought that was pretty nice. Because she never knew her father. I think she was the one that never knew her father, but I just wonder that, because I did see her mom with a man, if that was the stepfather that she spoke about there, that pretty much raised her, she said. But so I wonder how their relationship is, if that is him. Like, why didn't she ask him? Was it just that wanting that person that she had that blood lineage with to walk her and give her away, or what? Drop down in the comments and tell me your thoughts on that. What do you think? Why she had her mom versus her stepdad, if that really was him. So first look, baby JL is shaking his head, and he's like, that's what I'm talking about, when he sees Stasha. So they introduce themselves. They get to the altar. They introduce themselves. Nate's family. Okay, so this is when we go into what the families have to say about each person, right? So baby JL's family wants her to know that basically that he's adventurous and he's a freak in the sheet, right? Like, like I said the last time, are you a freak, or are you more like an F-boy? Because that's what you really be giving off, them F-boy vibes. But again, who I need, So we shall see. And they also call him a Devo, which I guess is what you would consider like a metrosexual man, I guess. Into fashion and upkeep on himself, kind of like a lady would do. So hey, if she likes it, I love it. So Stasha family, they start off by listing all of her accolades. Like, is there more to this woman than all of her accomplishments? Like, and not to trivialize that or break it down, because like I said, she has accomplished a lot and it's pretty impressive. But there has to be more to her than just all of her accolades, right? So they also mention how she likes to sleep with her eyes open. Weird. Because I don't need you watching me, and we both supposed to be asleep. But anyway, their vows are read, rings are exchanged, and they seal it with a kiss. So then we pan over to Jolly the Green Giant and Alexis. They're taking their photos, and Alexis mentions, again, what? Being proposed to 3 times. Like, how many times are we going to hear about this, Alexis? I mean, at this point, I don't know. I'm just going to call you Trey. You Trey, because we never going to get away from these 3 proposals, okay? Trey, you Trey. That's all, Trey. Okay, so they seem to be vibing, though, as they're taking their pictures, like they're cuddling, they're kissing, and They even do like a little chest bump pic. So they're being a little playful for each other. So yeah, they seem to be really comfortable with each other right now. I would say that they seem to be out of the um couples that we've seen so far, including up until the end of this episode. They seem to have been the most comfortable right after they said their vows. So they seem to be pretty comfortable. Jolly the Green Giant. For you that don't realize, I call him that because first of all he's tall, so that's where you get in the giant part. But then him always talking about his packaging, how people just want him for his meat, see him as meat, and want him for his peen. Like, I don't know, that just makes me think of Jolly. Like, I don't know, so he a little jolly about what he think he packing with, working with. I don't know if he is or he ain't. It ain't my business, but anyway, so that's why I call him Jolly the Green Giant. So he even mentioned that, oh yeah, I'm gonna fall in love with her, right? And so she was like, don't say that. Um, but you know, whether it's gonna happen or not, I think he's gonna be probably very infatuated with her. I don't think these people really ever fall in love that quick, but I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, I think he's gonna end up being very infatuated with her, and the feelings are not going to be reciprocated. But just all this, I love you. I think he's probably gonna he's gonna be like, who was that last season said that, like, after 2 days, um what's her name that just got divorced? I can't think of. Anyways, uh I think he's gonna be like that person, because I mean we hear this every season. Somebody's talking about they're in love knowing they're not. So anyway, we go back to Stasha and Baby JL, and they're chatting. This is, right after they have said their I do's. They're chatting it up, and he asks her, does she find him attractive? Like, okay, I see now that his love language is words of affirmation. Like, I just hope that it's just that, and not him, not that type that he's seeking validation to boost his self-esteem or something like that, because that's gonna get old really quick. Like, I've been involved with somebody like that, and just having to constantly provide them with that verbal reassurance, that was very exhausting. So I just hope he's not in that spot. So they both they keep talking. They both realize that they work from home. They talk about how they like to keep their homes, and basically he's messy and she's uncomfortably uncomfortably clean, just like the Green Giant is uncomfortably tall. According to Alexis. But anyway, yeah, she just seems like she's sterile, just like her personality is coming across right now, very sterile. Um, Again, I hope that's not the case for her. Like, I hope that she's probably just has not found her comfort zone yet, with these cameras being on her at all times, and then of course just being with this new person, being in a committed marriage and not knowing this person and who they are yet. So I hope that's why she's just kind of coming across as uptight. But yeah, loosen up, just loosen up. You know what I'm saying? Um, so they're ready to go take their pics, and then we see them at their reception. So first dance, they talk about his first impression of her, which I thought that was nice for him to finally say. Like, I would have thought maybe that conversation would have been had when he so bluntly asked her, well, do you think I'm attractive? So they talk about that then. And I just got this feeling that just how she was responding. And then again, like I said, it just could be the personality coming up across as being uptight. Like I feel like Baby JL is not going to live up to her expectations. Like I could be wrong, but that's just the feeling I get, right? So now we're at Alexis's and Jolly the Green Giant's reception. And, it was I really liked their setup. It was cute. It was kind of like the frame of a big tent, but just like the frame part minus the covering, and all of that, the frame was lit in like little lights. I thought it was pretty cute. I had never seen that before. So it was cool. So we see them at their first dance, right? And so she's talking about her neck hurting from looking up at him. But baby, that's what you want. You want somebody tall, right? So you got what? Somebody tall. So then he drops it low, basically dancing with his knees all bent up and folded over. And honey, all I could think was like, child, if you don't look like you gonna be in some pain later on, because I already feel like just by his height alone that he has some joint issues, some daily joint issues, like as Alexis said again, uncomfortably tall. Like I just feel like those long limbs, like he probably already has daily pain. So anyway, so they're talking, and he tells her basically that he hadn't kissed anybody in over a year and a half, and that he's also been celibate by his choice for over a year and a half. And so she like turn around and blurts it out to all the wedding guests, like, that is nobody business, honey, but just between you and your man, boo. Like, I feel like she really should not have done that, but she did. And everybody was like, "Oh, wow," or looking like, So it was funny to see the reaction, but at the same time, I really thought she should not have said that to everybody. So at this point, we get the little pop up talking about we're 11 days to the marriage. And I'm just like, what? I'm questioning, like, if we're gonna ever get to the rest of the weddings today, because, like, I really thought we were done with all this dress shopping, this tuck shopping. Like, I really thought Lifetime was listening to the feedback, and they gave us all that they were gonna give with their last with that on the last episode, because just to go through all that with all five couples, it's too much. But here we are, 11 days to the marriage. So we get Lindy. We're at Lindy and Miguel. So they're doing their dress and tux shopping. And so Lindy, she's out with her friend, and Miguel's with his friend. So Lindy is trying on dress after dress after dress after dress. Like, Lindy, make up your damn mind, girl. So it's like, I don't know. Like, she was never satisfied, but as her friends got to talking, bringing up like her shortcomings, they were like, they think she's just overthinking the process, and that's probably what was true. Because I think it took the sales associate to tell her just to close your eyes and imagine your day, and the doors open. Like, what the hell do you want to be wearing? Is it this dress or any of the dresses you've tried on before this? Like, what? Finally choose. So she finally chose her dress, right? And then we see Miguel, and again, his friends are also talking about his shortcomings, basically how he will settle and ignore red flags just for the sake of having a mate. And then, child, Miguel chooses this. The best word that I could think of is flamboyant. That tux was like iridescent, purplish, pinkish, almost kind of like my curtains back here. I don't know if you can see how I kind of got that sheen to it, but it was like a purplish, pinkish tone with iridescent. It was a hot mess. it was it was uncute. That's about all I got. It was uncute, right? All right. So they finally pick their dress. He has his pink and purple suit with the navy, and that was the end of them, at least on that part. So then we turn to Morgan and Ben, right? Morgan is with her mom and a friend, and then Ben is with some of his friends. And can I just insert right here? Ben has some nice full lips. Like, I dare to even say like luscious and kissable. And he has a very nice smile, you know. But baby, what is this little patch? Oh my gosh. What is this patch, y'all? Drop down if you got to figure out what is this little patch he be having in his head. Like, Ben, you got to do better. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, who was that? Damon Wayans, from when he was on the In Living Color and he used to do the Men on Film sketch. And you know how he used to have these little hats and things perched up on his head, on the side of his head. That's what he's giving me. Like, hated it. 2 circles and a snap. Oh man, we hated it. Brother, like, you gotta come up with something better with their hair. You got to. Cause it ain't giving what's supposed to be gay, Ben. It ain't giving what's supposed to be gay. Anyway, moving right along. Morgan, she finds her dress. Ben finds his tux, and he is still stuck on his mama. And basically, ain't no woman finna live up to her, like, or come before her. Like the Bible says, you should forsake all others and cling to your. No, that ain't happening. Ain't nobody finna come before mama. It's giving me very Oedipus complex. Like, he's still stuck in that phase, and baby, you should have been hit that and past that. How old is Ben? Like 30 some, 30 years ago. 25, 30 years ago. You should have been out of there. But yeah, it's just time for him to cut the umbilical cord. It's giving creepy, like the way he keeps talking about her. Like, seriously. Okay, we're 8 days now to the wedding. And to the weddings, because we got 3 more to go. Because we've seen Astasia and Baby JL, and we've seen Alexis and Jolly the Green Giant. Okay, so we're 8 days into the other 3 weddings. So Kristen and Mitch, they're up next, right? And Kristen reminds me of a young Blanche Devereaux, you know, from the Golden Girls. Y'all remind me, drop down in the comment if y'all get them same vibes. Like, tell me, what do y'all think? Like, I feel like she could pass as like her daughter or a younger sister or just a younger version. Like, if you were to see a picture of her beside a young picture of Blanche, I think they could probably pass for each other, or at least for a sister. Like, she's definitely putting me. Or you know what? There was a few seasons ago, I'm trying to think who was it. There was another bride to be. She ended up marrying this guy, and I think they're still together. And I didn't think they were gonna stay together because his attitude was piss poor. Oh, what was her name? I think Stephanie. I think that was her name. So yeah, she kind of favors both of them. So I may call her like Young Blanche. Yeah, Young Blanche. I'm gonna call her Young Blanche. So Anyway, so she brings up how she spent her life savings almost being married. Like, she brings that up again, and it's like two things, boo. Like, you had that one red flag. You got with this scrub, basically. He's sitting here couch surfing from person to person, and you try to make a long-term relationship out of this man. If he ain't got nothing for himself, what is he finna offer you, right? Which brings me to point two. You sitting up here having to pay for your own wedding. And I get it, it is not always traditional where the lady's family will pay for it. Sometimes the bride and groom, they pay for things themselves, usually this day and age, right? So, but why are you doing it all by yourself? And then three, why are you using all of your life savings like to pay for a darn wedding? Like, why would you want to start off in debt? You already know he ain't got crap, and then you spend it all you have. Like, why would you want to start y'all off in debt? Like, it's just giving very, very impulsive. Very impulsive. So we'll see how that pans out for her, right? So anyway, she also brings up how she has not told her dad yet. And yep, she's just scared to tell him. So interested to see how he will respond. Then we see more so she goes ahead and says yes to her dress, right? I'm kind of trying to speed through these fittings and stuff. So she says yes to her dress, right? And then Mitch, he chooses his tux. Very his tux was just very classic looking. It's the best way I could say. I mean, it looked good, but just very classic. Nothing spectacular about it. Oh, and then just going back up to Ben, his was white, I think, with a black tie, black accents, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, next we see Morgan, and she gets a call from Dr. Pepper, and of course she's like wondering, like, what is this call all about, right? So basically, Dr. Pepper tells her that her wedding is gonna have to be delayed because her husband has C19, 2021, and hell 22 at this point. You know what I'm saying? So um the wedding's gonna have to be delayed. She's still gonna be able to, well, the both of them will still be able to go on to the honeymoon with the other couples, but it would just be cut short because they'll be late getting there since their wedding is gonna be later. So she looks all sad, and naturally she's also worried about her soon-to-be husband, whom she's never met. And then she also, has some doubt, like, well, is he really being honest? Or is this a thing of I'm getting cold feet, so let me just say I have this and and be able to push the wedding back. Okay. So finally we're at wedding day. And we see Lindy and Miguel up. Okay. And can I just insert here that I just love Lindy's freckles. She is so beautiful to me, right? So, um, her makeup was pretty too, but I also felt it kind of aged her a bit, and not that not like, again, not that it was not pretty, because I did think it was pretty, but aged her in that she has such a natural, youthful looking face. And like, I guess, like, she's a person I would definitely just love to see makeup free. Like, she's just so beautiful. So anyway, um so I was just kind of wondering, like, do they choose their color scheme for their weddings, like, How does that happen? Like, do they choose it? And then, like, do the brides choose it? And then production tells the groom? Or are they given, like, choices and they have to, like, how's that done? Because one thing I noticed, because, Miguel had that flamboyant suit that's kind of pinkish and purple. But one thing I noticed was that her sister, which was one of her bridesmaids, had on a dress that was like the same color. And then her younger brother had on like a purple tie. So like it was gonna all blend together, even though he's still out there looking flamboyant. But anyway, so it just made me wonder. Drop down in the comments if y'all have any idea like how that is done. So we learned that her dad is unsupportive and won't be walking her down the aisle. So hence we see her younger brother who's there and he's going to walk her down the aisle. I thought that was just so sweet of him to step in and do that. So Miguel's at the altar. He's waiting on Lindy, of course. So when she turns the corner, we see her brother on her arm walking her down. And then Miguel, he just cannot stop smiling once he sees her. Like he is just blown away, right? So they exchange their vows, they exchange rings, and they exchange the kiss, honey. Let's just get on to it. So when they kiss, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So he's one of those face grabbers. It's like I think there was Jose. There was one of them face grabbers. Like, baby, bag up. Like, why you gotta be choking the woman just to kiss her? Like, is all that really necessary? Like, oh, um, mm. But anyway, so after they kiss, that's it. They go off to chit chat. He immediately brings up Dungeons and Dragons. He pulls out like this cube, this dice cube, or I don't know, honey. But anyways, it has something to do with the game Dungeon and Dragons, and he's basically trying to explain to her about the game and that he plays it, and that the cube, I guess, was supposed to predict like, is he gonna like his wife? Is she gonna be beautiful? Or they gonna kiss? I don't know. Honey, it just all that kind of glossed over my head. But anyway, she was just like, she loves that he's passionate about something, and that she loves that he's kind of got that geeky, nerdy type vibe to him. So they seem to have a nice little vibe going on. So then we see Kristen, or Young Blanche, as I'm going to start calling her. So Young Blanche and Mitch, they're up next. So at this point, she still hasn't told her dad, right? He thinks that he's going to be filming some type of just a matchmaking show. But then here she is. She has a personal camera, right? Just talking about how she hadn't told her dad. But then you see her in full makeup. You see her with her hair done. You see her with her jewelry on. Everything but the doggone dress. Like, what do you think this man is going to think when he comes in this room and see you? Well, maybe not. I can't say that bad. I say that if it was like her mom coming in, like, I definitely think her mom would be like, nah, what's up? But men can be a little oblivious to something. So I'll take that back. I'll give her that. Maybe her dad won't figure it out. Okay. So anyway, so Mitch, he's getting his hair cut, and his stylist is, we see her also trimming up his beard. So she's telling him, go take another look in the mirror before I finish you up. And then Mitch just flat foots just starts bitching. It kind of brings me back to something he said on the first episode about how he trips when he's at a restaurant and they're not refilling his drink the way he wants it to be done, or as quick as he wants to be done, or something like that. And I can see now he's a complainer. Right? He's a complainer. He's going to he Yeah, he's gonna be a bit much, I think. He's going to be a bit much. Like, obviously you could tell part of this is nerves, but if that's your immediate reaction to you just being nervous, is to just start complaining and cutting off your friends and just being rude. He might have a bit of anger problem. You're a bit much, Mitch. You're a bit much, Mitch. All right. So, anyways, so over on the other side, we see young Blanche. So her dad comes in, and the first thing I notice is that he's a redhead like her future husband. Well, her soon to be husband is. So I thought that was pretty neat. Um on the other side, we see Mitch and his friends trying to tie his tie. Like, how many men does it take to tie a boat? Child, these men folks could not tie that darn bow tie to save their life. I remember in the seventh grade, one of my teachers at school, one of my male teachers actually, I think he was my science teacher. I still remember his names and things, but I ain't gonna put that out right here on this platform. But anyways, he took a whole class period to teach all of us, the males and the females, how to tie a tie and a bow tie. And to this day, I still remember how to do so, which comes in handy because I'm a single mom to a son. I have a son. And so as he's getting older, when he was little, you had the clip-ons and stuff. But as he's getting older, you don't find those type of clip-ons and stuff. So I have to tie his bow ties or his ties for him. And so I just thought that was a very intuitive thing to do, like to know that that was a skill that will be useful later on down the road, and not just for the males but for the females. uh I think so Mitch and his friends, they should have had a teacher like that, because baby, them men, they could not tie their tie. But anyways, so young Blanche dad is there, and so she starts to tell him why he's really there, that this is not just a matchmaking, that she was smashed 2 weeks ago, and that she's getting married, and that she's getting married today. And so her dad basically tells her, you're insane, right? And then we see her saying, well, I really would hope that you will at least walk me down the aisle, right? And so he just basically was like, he doesn't know if he will. And that was the end of the episode. That's how the episode ended. So they're kind of giving us a bit of a cliffhanger, right? And so we'll just see next time. I have a feeling he's gonna walk her down the aisle. He thinks she crazy, but he's gonna do it anyways. And the man is there, and he is not dressed up, to be looking like he needs to be walking somebody down the aisle. But it is what it is. And since you chose not to tell him what he was really there for, you got to get what you get, honey. But anyways, thank you all for listening. Remember to drop down in the comments different things. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it as we're going to get into it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of any recent uploads. And I will see you all later. And what? I pray for you. You pray for me. And bye. God bless.